Greetings, my friends. It is I, Kolar the Unkilled, and while making the video yesterday about SFO Definitive Edition, I had mentioned in the past using a mod called Bigger Trees. The mod is by Shroud Legacy, and I have gone back and I have plugged in Bigger Trees, and I would like to share with all of you the results. So we have Bigger Trees. Above in the load order, SFO Definitive Edition. By the gods, my friends, look at this. Some of these trees are so tall you can't even see the tops. Look at how glorious this is. Now, if you're going for the most epic fantasy feel for your game, I couldn't recommend this. I couldn't recommend this combination enough. Just have a look. And here's the thing, as you should be able to see the quality, you would expect when these trees get stretched out so much that the quality of the textures would go way down. That is not really true. Let's get a close-up look of the bark in this immensely high Scots pine tree. Look at this. Look at the bark. Is that not as good? Or, damn well, nearly so. Let's look at some other examples around here. Now, I did find, I haven't played around with this much, but I did find one particular tree model that it doesn't work all that well for. But here's what I like about the Bigger Trees mod. It doesn't just arbitrarily make all trees in Skyrim bigger. No, it resizes every tree. Some trees are actually made smaller than the original. Take, for instance, this one here. This is the Scots pine model, but it's been made a lot smaller. And it is next to its much larger brethren here. And then in the background, you've got these towering trees. Look at that. But if we look at the bark, same quality of texture on a really scaled down, small, skinny tree. Let's look at some of the other tree models so that you can see what I mean. These mostly appear to be the Scots pine model right where I'm at. Okay, here's a different one over here. Let me cast my candle light so when we get up close to it we can see the textures. Look at that, my friends. Look at that bark. Now, Skyfall is the one that went through and used all these textures and combined them. I don't know what bark texture that is. Is that I just don't know what it is. So any of these, I don't know where the bark textures come from. Now, let me show you the bad. These trees here that have the fungus don't look great up close. As you can see, the moss is a bit slimy looking. That was kind of true in the past SFO models as well. Now, the bark itself doesn't look bad. It's just the moss and the fungus, really. Here's a really huge one right here. The moss looks bad, but the bark itself does not. Oh, excuse me. Okay, immensity. The forest of absolute immensity. Now, here's another problem with this combination, and this is a limitation of the console. But as you traverse through a heavily forested area, or sometimes not so heavily forested, you will have some pop-in of the bigger trees. So you'll be walking along, and there'll be a clear area ahead of you, and suddenly some big trees just sort of pop in. You know, but it's not bad in the sense that here... Whoa. Uh-oh. What a Spriggan sending its nature army after me. So, see, I've been able to run along here and... Oh, come on. Really? Really? Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll be... Okay. I'll be back in a minute. Good gods. Anyone else? So anyway, my friends, as I am traversing through this immense forest of immense trees, rather, I am not really seeing a whole lot of pop-in. I wanted to show you some of that, just so you can see, but, you know, it happens in certain areas, but it doesn't happen all that often, as should be evident here. So, just know that it happens, alright? Okay, so now I'm going to take us to that spot in the rift that when I was making the SFO video yesterday, I had mentioned how good that particular spot looks, or the rift in general, with the bigger tree mod. So, let us go check that out now. I'm not getting any trees to pop in here, which really is a good thing, right? Okay, let us go have a look. And here we are, my friends. So, what say you? Is this impressive, you think? Because I sure believe it is. Most of these trees are easily 3-4 times the size as they were in the video that I just made when I was just here. And in... Okay, there was some pop-in right there. Finally, it happened. So, I wanted to show off the bigger trees mod, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep that as part of my load order. It's... Why?
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
What can I say, my friends? That is the nature of the beast, is it not? Longtime Skyrim players know what I'm talking about. If you set out to do something in this game, the game will thwart you in any way that it possibly can to make sure, even if it's just a simple task, the game will somehow make it not such a simple task. And then you're just at the mercy of Skyrim. Unless, of course, you use Cheat Room. And if you use Cheat Room, well, then you are the Godhead, so there are no worries. Excuse me. Okay, so I wanted to show this particular area over here off. We're going to get some tree pop-in, I'm certain of it. There they are, there they go. So just to show off how good this area looks with the bigger trees installed. You know, it's not crazy. It doesn't go overboard here. The trees are naturally much bigger than they normally would be. There are those beautiful chopped logs. I love that texture. See, I always appreciate all these suggestions that you guys provide for me in the comments. With this new SFO definitive mod, I don't need another bark texture, and that is great news because I've always used other bark textures. That's kind of strange there. The shadow, anyway. Anyway, that is good news. I don't need to tack on HD Trees 2K Or there was one around called Woody's for a while that I never got to try. It was a really lightweight mod. Oh, come on. All you gotta do is leave me alone. Just leave me alone right now, nature. I'm trying to make a video, and I should have used Kolar to make this video as opposed to Zadara, because everybody in Skyrim hates Zadara now, because she's killed lots of people. Okay, so we've seen... There we go. There was some pop-in here. Momentary stutters. Beyond that, there really isn't much of a performance impact, so it all comes down to, are you willing to deal with the occasional pop-in of large trees in the distance? In my mind, it's a small price to pay, because with this mod combination, everything just looks so spectacular. What say you? Put your impressions in the comments, damn you. I want to know. What do you think? Look at the immensity of these trees, and the bark texture is intact. Is that not brilliant? There's some more pop-in. Once again, limitations of the console. I don't know if that would be happening on PC or not. Probably not. But I think the only other place that we really should check out with this mod combo is the north. Let's look at the snowy trees and how they are affected. Okay, I know I said I was heading up north to check out the snowy trees, but I wanted to take a look at picturesque Fleetford here. One of my favorite spots, as you know, just to see how this particular spot is changed by the bigger trees. And changed it is indeed. Whoa, look at those. That is glorious. In my mind it is, although some of you might think that this is a bit excessive. So there's a little path right up through here that leads to another area of dense forest. This is called Cradle Crush Rock or something rather. See, look at the size of that fungus on that tree. That's the only model that does not lend itself particularly well to the mod combination that I'm showing off here. Oh. Okay. Yes, when I said dense forest, look at the size of these monsters. It's dark underneath the canopy. You can't even see through the canopy. I'm very tempted to take Rudolph to the air and fly above spots like this just to see what it all looks like from the air. Even over there in the distance, the LODs are relatively good. My friends, if I've been saying the word LOD a lot, that LOD stands for level of detail, and it's just there's a billboard tree, and that's what I'm talking about. The billboard trees are supposed to be only so far in the distance that you don't really notice them. And they're supposed... Look, I can't get around it because it was supposed to have converted to a larger model. Okay, and I can't get through here. So this area is a bit of a problem. Not so much so that it's unnavigable. But, yeah, there's a little bit of draw-in right there. Now I'm heading back the way I came. I got turned around. So this area is an absolute tangle, this particular forest. You know what? Is that a good thing, though? I think it is. You've got a forest that you can become lost in or turned around in. Isn't that the idea? I'm not finding too much to complain about, though. Anywhere I go. We had that one billboard tree stuck there that didn't get turned over for some reason. Now we shall proceed north. Okay, so let's have a look at the trees just outside of Winterhold. Those don't seem to be impacted. I thought there were a lot more trees right here for some reason. Maybe I need to go a little bit farther down. Now, this particular tree model that I somewhat complained about in the SFO definitive video, I know that there is a patch put out by Skyfall that reverts these trees to the original SFO models. And I did not want to have to use up another mod slot in order to avail myself of those. So I'm a bit undecided because although these do not look as good in my mind as those older models, it's not like they're not bad, they're not horrible. But I may just end up using that last mod slot to convert these back into that older SFO model. Get it, revelers. Get it. You go. Oh, is the old orc? The old orc is there, too. Excellent. I need a good death. So these trees along here don't really seem to be impacted by bigger trees. I know that there are some... I think the ones here in the north are less so impacted. I know that there are some that are. Wow, look at this. What's going on here? What is going on here? That's not right. Okay, that is not right. It's also not common, though. That's the first time I've seen it, so I won't complain about one lone texture hidden out in the deep, cold wilderness. I do like the variety of winter trees that you get with this rendition of the mod. Like I said, I know some of the trees are impacted. Having used this combination before, or rather, bigger trees with the prior versions of SFO. There's some of those vanilla-looking trees there, which I don't mind at all because it adds variety. But my friends, today I am a little bit short on time. Oh, hell no. I'm a bit shorter on time than I had thought, apparently. Okay, my friends, I'm just going to go ahead and leave things here. Like I was about to say before being so rudely interrupted, I have limited amounts of time today to make this video. So I thank you for watching. This was just quick, just sort of for fun, and I wanted to get your opinion on bigger trees with SFO Definitive Edition. I personally love the combination. Maybe a bit too extreme for some, ideal for others perhaps. Let me know what you think. What say you? Regardless, I remain Kolar the Unkilled. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time around.